Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Welcome everyone, it's your Tuesday drive home show with two brunettes and a gay, and of course, that's us. Welcome to the show. It is Deanna, Celeste, Aaron, we're all here, aren't we today, everybody?
I think I'm here.
Are you here?
I'm here, but I'm deaf because my headphones are up way too loud.
Oh, God. First world problems with you.
Yeah. Always a complaint. Always a complaint.
Always a complainer, aren't you?
Always a problem.
You know what? I'm just thankful to actually be here safely and soundly, by the way.
Oh, what happened?
Because normally what I do, I finish work and then I Uber over here. And my Uber drivers are usually very good, but I had a really interesting one today. He was very quirky. So I got in this Uber and the first thing he said to me is, yeah, I'm really worried about the number of fatalities on SA roads at the moment. And I thought, oh,
that's promising.
My God, what's your track record like?
Oh my God!
But I got here in one piece, thank God. But no, he was full of some interesting topics.
He sounds creepy.
Yeah, no, he was he was just quirky.
Shout out to Aaron's Uber driver if you're listening.
Yep.
Aaron, you had a big weekend.
I did. Huge weekend.
If you were listening last week, you should know what this is all about.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm still recovering from it. I'm still on a high.
Yeah.
But it was
our audience.
It was a big weekend, yes. So on Saturday night, the premiere of Rocketman, Elton John orchestrated, hit the Festival Theatre. Amazing show, if I must say so myself.
It was. Too many people were like, oh.
Yeah. No, actually, someone came up to me afterwards and I said, oh, did you enjoy the show? She goes, no, it was crap.
Did they actually?
She goes, yeah, I'm just kidding. No,
oh my God. No, it was sensational.
And you know when you come off stage and you want everyone to be like, yeah, I loved it,
yes.
blah, blah, blah. And she was the first person I saw. I thought, oh, please.
You know what you should do? Put like a wig on after the show and then just casually go out as people are like exiting theatre and just be like, oh, hey, yeah, what did you think of the show?
Yeah. I might do that next time, actually. No, but it was a fabulous experience, and like the Festival Theatre, it was packed. It was packed. I think we had about 1,400 people there, which was amazing
fantastic.
For a first show.
Yep.
And it was a big day. We had to be there about 1 o'clock to sound check, a full dress rehearsal, which was intense, and then an hour and a half till we had to do the show. So it was a very full on day, but brilliant in every sense. Everything lined up perfectly. Getting on stage was just like, when you get those gigs where, because the sound and the production is so perfect, you walk on stage and pretty much half the battle's won.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go out and entertain and remember your lines.
Yeah.
If you've got your stuff like down pat by then, you just go for it.
It's all about getting your rehearsals up to scratch and then really just going out and enjoying it. And we definitely enjoyed it. What did you girls think of it?
Oh, it was shit. No, like I said, it was sensational. We all went along. You did. You are a showman, Aaron Collis. You are a showman.
I'm a showgirl.
Absolutely loved it. I thought everyone on stage did a fabulous job, from the orchestra to the musicians to the vocalists, backing vocalists, and lead vocalists. Yep. Everyone did such a wonderful job. We thought it was a great show. Really liked it. Deanna?
Yeah, I did really like it, but I'm totally on par with what Celeste said. Like, you are so funny as a backing vocalist because it's like trying to contain this like big bird in this little cage.
And the choreography was so you. Like watching Aaron do choreography, like he does not half commit to choreography. He is committed and I love it.
I need to be committed, yeah. That's all I'm saying.
A brilliant show.
A big congratulations to everybody all round on that one. It's a special show, isn't it?
It certainly is. It is our 30th episode. We are now in our dirty 30s.
God, we're over the hill now.
Which means we all are in real life as well.
We're over the hill. Now the show's over the hill, so everything is downhill from here.
Yeah, fun.
And if you didn't think it was downhill yet, just stay tuned in the coming weeks. But we have a very special Dirty 30 episode for you all. We looked into the meaning of Dirty 30, actually. We did a little bit of research. And if you haven't looked into the meaning of Dirty 30s, I think you might find this very entertaining. But we're going to tell you exactly what that is right after this break. So, over the last week, because this is our 30th episode and we're hitting our Dirty 30s, we decided to dig into the history behind the Dirty 30s. Like, why are the Dirty 30s a thing? You know,
why is it called the Dirty 30s?
Because I know that everybody has, I guess, their definition or reason why they think it's called the Dirty 30s. But if you actually look into what's behind it, it might surprise you. Now, the original meaning of the original, I guess, point in which the phrase Dirty 30 was coined.
The phrase was coined, yes.
Yes, was about, now, Aaron, I think you know more about this than me. The Dust Bowl, or the Dirty 30s as they are called in popular culture, was a period of intense dust storms that resulted in ecological, economic and agricultural damage to parts of North America for several years starting around 1930.
Yeah, it ruined my 10th birthday. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I miss that party.
So actually the Dirty 30s, the term Dirty 30s
has nothing to do with the age.
Has nothing to do with the age.
Literal dirt.
It was like
Literal
the
dirt.
1930s and there was dirt.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to happen again 100 years later.
But, you know, it's one of those things that as time goes on, one person passes it to the next person passes it to the next person, then all of a sudden, all these years later, the meaning is so far removed from what it originally was.
Yeah.
And so then we thought, okay, well, that's History Hub. But what if we hop over to Urban Dictionary and see what...
See what they're saying. See what the cool kids are talking about.
So what are the modern definitions of Dirty 30? Now, I don't know that much about Urban Dictionary. I don't know if you guys know, but can anybody contribute?
I think it's a bit like Wikipedia. I think anyone can actually contribute.
Do they ask you for money too, like Wikipedia does?
At the top of the page, yes. How ridiculous is that? No, but Urban Dictionary, that is going down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
Like, it's not for the faint-hearted.
This is news to me. I've never really looked at Urban Dictionary.
Not until today.
If our friend Jay is listening, Jay would know all about Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
Shout out to Jay. You know what we're talking about.
Right. It's like I have not also gone down this rabbit hole before. And so they have like how many definitions on Urban Dictionary of Dirty 30? There's a whole there's pages of them. There's pages of them on the definition of Dirty 30 in a modern day context. And all these people contribute what it means to them, I guess specifically. Some of them are way too rude to read on air.
Yeah.
But we have selected...
They're hilarious.
They are hilarious. Do yourself a favour after this, not during the show because we want you to listen to us,
yeah.
But afterwards, look up Dirty 30 because you'll have a good laugh with this one. But we have selected the less crude ones that we could possibly find.
And they're still pretty crude.
So in celebration of the Dirty 30s, here are some of the definitions of what the Dirty 30s is to the youth of today.
Well, this is, I think, the most commonly known one, or what most people would assume you're referring to when you say Dirty 30s. So number one was when a woman reaches the age of 30 and becomes an insatiable nymphomaniac.
I've heard that about you too.
I didn't know that it was just women. I thought dirty 30s, like you could say, are males entering their dirty 30s, but this refers to a woman entering their 30s.
Well, they do say that a woman hits her sexual peak in her 30s.
They do say that.
So
Yes. I've heard that, yeah.
I guess that kind of aligns.
It is. And so it says...
They've given us an example. Susie hit her dirty 30 and now there's no stopping her.
I think I like the examples of all of these better than the definitions themselves. So the next meaning that we came across, Dirty 30, is a 30-pack of beer. Hey, man, we drank a dirty 30. Right on.
That's so American. Right on.
Right. That is such a solid effort. 30 beers.
Have you ever said to your friends, hey, right on?
Has Aaron ever said to his friends, we drank a 30-pack of beers? No. He drank the 30-pack of beers. He didn't share it.
You know me too well. The next one's interesting. So the next one is, it refers to the 30 seconds of free adult entertainment often offered at hotels. So the definition is, Greg, Eric, with a K, Matt and Damon were disappointed that the Dirty 30 at their hotel room didn't involve any action.
I've never heard that in my life as a definition.
I think these are all American.
I'm going to say that they are. Okay, we've got another one, and this one we did double check that we could say this on air.
Yep.
A joint laced with cocaine. There is no limit to the amount of cocaine that you can use when you create a Dirty 30. However, it's usually around half a gram or about $30 worth.
Do the definition. It cracks me up.
I need some yay to go along with this green so I can roll up a Dirty 30. What on earth? Literally. Never in my life.
Wow.
If someone said that sentence to me, I would have no idea what they were talking about.
This is so bizarre. Like, you got weed and cocaine. That's an upper and a downer. It just makes...
So does that
It's
mean
a
that you're
dirty
just,
30.
like, you're neutral if you have it?
I don't get it. I don't
Right.
get it. I don't
Write
get
in
it.
if you've ever had a Dirty 30.
Right on if you've ever had a Dirty 30.
Don't try it at home.
Right on.
Okay, the next one. I love this one. It's a transitional state of a man's testicles in which they no longer have the luster of youth they once had in their 20s. Wrinkled testicles that belong to a man 30 years or older.
Oh, God.
More commonly referred to as TD, TB, or tight, dirty 30 balls.
Never in my life have I ever heard it referred to as that either.
And as a man in my 30s, I disagree with that one.
Oh,
Disagree
there
with
you
that
go.
statement strongly, do
Exactly,
you?
yes.
Oh, I'd love to know if any of our listeners have heard any of these before because they crack me up.
They're hilarious.
And the last one that I just absolutely couldn't get over, thought it was hilarious. This is really, I feel like this is just creative as. A Dirty 30 is a 30-minute power nap that also includes masturbation. Dude, I need a Dirty 30 before we go out tonight.
Dude.
I'm adding that to the list.
Honestly.
That's brilliant.
Who knew that there were so many different explanations of a Dirty 30? Although we are literally just celebrating our 30th birthday. So that is our Dirty 30.
Yeah.
And Aaron, you may have done one or all of these with your dinner guests that you had.
Well, yeah, the last
Definitely.
one before they got there.
And definitely the joint lace with cocaine while they were there.
That's right. But to know which Dirty 30 variation, or if anyone at all, Aaron did with his dinner guests. I don't know if that sentence made any sense, by the way, whatsoever.
I think she had a Dirty 30 before
I
coming
did.
on air
I
tonight.
had one more coming on air tonight. Then you need to stay tuned because we've got that coming up shortly.
So, ladies, you know what? The thing that's changed most for me, going from my 20s into my 30s, is the commencement of hosting dinner parties.
Ooh,
You
fancy.
never hosted dinner parties before you were in your 30s?
God, no.
You never hosted one for me, ever.
No.
You were like, I never
Drinking
ate
party.
dinner before I was in my 30s.
Eating's cheating in my 20s. Not anymore, I tell you. But
There's a healthy statement right there.
I'm just being honest. No, but look, Mark and I, we like to have people around for dinner now, and Mark is turning into a fabulous cook.
Oh, that's lovely. I've never received an invitation. I'm glad I'm high up on that list.
We only invite the people we like, and it's hard to cater for vegans. We'll just give you some water and some grass.
We just sit outside with knife and fork.
Just eat some air. It's fine. But we had a bit of a dinner party the other week, and okay, so let me just line it up for you. So we had a beautiful Sunday barbecue with my dad and our family up in Gumaraka, and then we had a few friends around for dinner on the Sunday night. So we got home, Mark did this beautiful slow cooked. Well, you're not going to appreciate this as vegans, but this beautiful slow cooked roast, and it was a lovely night. We had a great dinner. They brought dessert. It was beautiful, and okay, so it's one of life's biggest challenges, isn't it? Because is there really a polite way to get your dinner guests to leave. Because in the end, so this is what happened. We were sitting around after dinner. We finished dessert. We were finishing our glass of red. And it got to about 9:30, 9:45. Now, let me just remind you, it's a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Old man Collis here is like, no, I need to go to bed. So I'm trying to give all the kind of hints. I started, washing the dishes, clearing the plates away, clearing the cups away.
You can't have any more drinks. I'm taking your cup.
Yeah, I'll go drink it myself.
Yeah.
Taking it all away. And then I thought, well, I don't know what to do here because I really want to go to bed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What time was it?
We're talking 9:45 on a Sunday.
Okay.
So I'd got to the point and I'd had enough and my eyes were starting to close. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go put my pajamas on.
You put your pajamas on with your guests there.
But how close are you with these people?
Oh, look, close enough.
Okay.
Well, not hugely close, but, I'm getting closer. Look, and to prefix this, these were Mark's, this was Mark's work friend and his wife.
Yeah.
So, and, I've started to, get to know them a lot better now as well.
What time did the dinner start?
So dinner started around about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, 9:30,
so they weren't there too long, right?
You probably should have started it earlier.
Yeah. And look, I didn't want an early bird special, but I thought, look, I'll try the pajama thing. So I went and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on my pajamas, my winter pajamas. I had my Golden Girls pajama pants on.
Love that.
Which was fabulous.
Love that for you.
And I purposely wore my long sleeve pajama top that says "Need more sleep." Because I thought that actually would send the message out.
Messages.
you chose your pajamas based on what message you wanted to send to your guests.
That's right, exactly.
Love that.
So then I got out there and I said, oh, guys, I'm really tired. I think I'm going to go to bed. Now, it wasn't the reaction I wanted because they basically said, oh, no worries, good night.
Were they loud once you went to bed?
Look, I went to bed. I closed the door because we've got a pretty small house. So I closed the door. They had the telly pretty loud, but I couldn't really hear the conversation. But they didn't leave for like another hour.
So, okay, what you want to know is how to get rid of guests?
So
is that what you're asking?
For me, yeah. So basically, I want to know, is there any other way that I could have successfully gotten rid of the guests?
Okay, so
in a better way.
So, okay, firstly, your pajamas, Golden Girls, I need more sleep, which was I want to go watch Golden Girls and go to sleep.
Yes, right. You got the message there.
Okay, I got the message. I like that. Right. Secondly, did Mark want them to go also, or was he like encouraging the conversation?
The thing is, Mark's very indecisive. So
he didn't know if he wanted them there.
On one hand, he would say, yeah, I want to go to bed because I'm tired. But on the other hand, because they're his friends, he'd be like, oh, no, they can stay as long as they want.
Okay.
Whereas if we flip the table here, right, if it was my friends...
Maybe flip the table and they'll leave.
Yes. I didn't think of that. I'll just start getting violent, have a violent outburst.
Just get the shits up, flip the table. They'll be like, listen, we'll leave you to it. Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, maybe I'll just start a domestic. That's a great way to get out of it.
Yeah. Start an argument. Start an argument with Mark. Just be like, did you actually not rinse this? Are you for real? What do you think I am, your slave, Mark? And they'll just not know where to look, and then they'll be quick out of there.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Or don't invite guests over on a Sunday. That's a start.
Well, see, this wasn't even in my decision. So I've sort of basically had to have a conversation with Mark and say, hang on.
Look, yeah, I feel like the first issue is that you and Mark were not... Your energies weren't in unison in this, by the sounds of things. Yeah. So maybe like you were giving them messages to leave, but he was giving them messages to stay, and so they were like, "Well, we're because like you have some friends that are stayers and some friends that are leavers."
Yes,
right. And so like there's certain friends. Shouldn't say this on air. There's certain friends that I have that I like deliberately will not do things with on nights where I know that I have an early morning.
Weeknights, I'm the same.
Okay,
yeah.
Because they are. Most people who work are kind of like, yeah, okay, it's like 9, 10 o'clock, whatever. Like that's, max on a weeknight.
I'm done.
Unless it's like a particularly special occasion.
Yeah.
Right? But there's those, we've got friends specifically who never, ever leave before midnight.
Oh, really?
And if it's a weekend, you can bet your bottom dollar it's like 2, 3 a.m.
Oh, my God. How do they do it?
I don't know. Well, yeah... I do know, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway.
was it a dirty 30 that they...
No, it's not a dirty 30. It's more of a lazy 30, but anyway, we'll get it that way.
Go into that.
So I guess the thing is, you guys need to be in unison with that. The other suggestion that I was making is why don't you develop like a tick or flatulence? and be like, oh, after dinner.
That's, you know,
and you just start letting them rip, and it stinks.
I'm just going to start eating more raw onion.
It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because I just got a text
that.
message from my husband Jake, who's listening, and he said, "Tell them that you shit your pants."
Come out with like stained pear and just be like, I'm going to go wash these. I'm going to go wash these in the kitchen sink.
What about just leaving one in the toilet?
Although I do, like, you do start to think like, is that worth like the guests? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you really want, like, because you're going to see them again?
Yeah, that's the
You don't
awkward
want
part.
to do anything like overly embarrassing.
No.
And then you're like, oh, okay, catch you next week.
Yeah. Well, maybe, look, next time I'll just get absolutely ripping raw and drunk.
But then you won't want them to leave.
And then, no, because then Mark will want them to leave.
Start a domestic. And we are back with one of our favourite segments that features about fortnightly at this stage. I don't know, we might bring it back weekly at some stage. One of our absolute favourite segments. It's Tuesday tea time with Celeste and Aaron.
Oh, that sounded lovely.
Wasn't it good?
That was fresh.
We don't include you because you don't really know ever what we're talking about, so you can just drop a comment if you have one.
I know nothing about popular culture. I live under a rock. That's why I let you guys take the lead, which you know.
Which is
but
nice
just so
for
our
once.
listeners know why I don't weigh in.
Speaking of people living under rocks.
Very nice lead-in. Speaking of people living under rocks, Casey Donovan is among thousands trapped at Burning Man during flood emergency mud pile. So I don't know if you know this, but Burning Man, Deanna's lost it. Contributions this week is laughing and dirty 30s.
The woman that doesn't know anything about pop culture is laughing.
I do know about Burning
She's
Man.
sitting here with two huge holes in her jeans. She knows what the kids are into these
She
days.
knows
Come
what the
on.
kids are into.
No, but I feel like, okay, because I do know what happened with Burning Man, so that's why it's funny. But for our listeners who don't.
Yeah, okay, so Burning Man is a festival that's on in the US every year.
Yep.
Very popular, and it's held in the Nevada desert in summer.
End of summer. Yeah.
So end of summer in the US. So you expect, number one, heat, and number two, it's in a desert.
Yeah.
However, it has been rained out completely.
I think they said they got like 2 months worth of rain in 2 days or something.
So
insane like that. Yeah.
And they've got everyone trapped there. Amongst the trapped, Australia's own Casey Donovan.
Oh no.
Can you believe that?
Down.
So she gave an update. She gave an update. I believe they actually can't leave. There's no coming in and there's no going out.
So they're flooded in.
They're flooded into the Nevada desert.
How does that work? Isn't it big?
I don't know.
I mean, I got flooded out of the Flinders Ranges on school camp and we couldn't get in. But I don't know, like, is it in a desert? I mean, I don't know. Is it mountains? I don't know.
It must be like you can't drive your cars through, I assume.
Yeah, no. Because, the desert's not made for that. That amount of rain would just turn everything into complete sludge.
Yeah, so it's a mud pile.
Yeah, it's a mud pile.
And, well, sadly, one person has already passed.
Oh, really?
One death, yeah. They haven't explained what was the cause of it. But, yeah, quite severe. That took a turn.
Maybe prolonged living under a rock.
That went from like, dun, 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 dun. Really quite sad, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. But I was doing a bit of reading on Burning Man because I don't really know too much about it. I read that it started in the early 90s, and apparently the most interesting thing I found out was that there's no headline acts or no scheduled performers, and instead the participants design and build all the art activities and events themselves when they're there.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Really?
and apparently it's...
So what are you paying for if you've got to do it yourself?
Well, this is the weird... Do you know they're charging people $500
So you're telling me that Burning Man is a DIY festival?
Allegedly, yeah.
I know it's very popular amongst more spiritual hippie type groups?
I think it's become one of those festivals now that have been, hijacked by the influencers and all those kinds of
I
people
think so,
now,
because
sadly.
it's cool photos. It used to
It's
be
about
a
the
little bit
fashion.
more like...
Yeah.
I guess it's somewhere where people go to be very free and very creative in their expressions of themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, now I think it's all just for the Insta.
Oh,
or
totally.
not anymore this year.
Well, speaking of for the Insta, okay, another headline this week, or really end of last week, Travis Barker returns home from Blink-182 tour for urgent family matter. Now, they didn't release... Now, this was a statement released on Blink-182's Instagram, I believe. They didn't say what the urgent family matter is. However, we all know that his wife, Kourtney Kardashian, is pregnant with their first child together. And I think she's in quite late stages of pregnancy, although she hasn't released her due date. But speaking of Instagram, he then posted to his Instagram story not long after a picture of a symbol of a prayer room. Okay, so he's taken a picture, I guess, of like what would be the sign at the door of a prayer room in an airport. Do we feel like that's a little like attention? Like, I don't know. Something about that, I'm like, I don't know if I would ever do that.
It's icky.
That's a bit like people that tag that they're in hospital.
Yeah.
No, I can't deal with that.
This is what I'm talking about. Are we not like, okay, if it's an urgent family matter that you need to fly home from tour from, why are you posting a picture of the prayer room on Instagram?
I know.
No hate to Travis Barker fans, but I don't get that.
Sending likes and prayers, eh?
Is that what we're asking
I
for?
don't, yeah, no, he just wants attention. I don't like that at all.
No.
Doesn't sit right.
Do you tag yourself in hospital?
No.
Well, look,
I'm
I think...
going to hospital Thursday to have my wisdom teeth removed. I'm not going to take a picture of myself in there with a face swollen.
No, but I think it depends on the context, right? Like if you've been in there for a while and, people know and they're sending you well wishes and things like that and you're sending an update, maybe that's one thing.
I just don't think it's in good taste.
But I think that, I don't know. Personally, I mean, I wouldn't think to do it. It's not really my kind of style. I don't really post stuff like that on my own socials. But I understand that some people do. But I think it's like what this for me says. It's not that he posted it. It's more how quickly he posted it.
Yeah.
It's like jumping on the attention side of it. It's not like it's a week later and he's like, I'm just like sharing a post because I'm praying for this or whatever. It's like straight away jump on the attention. That's what it says to me.
Can I ask? Did he put a caption? With it, did you mention he put a caption with that photo at all?
I don't believe that he did.
Oh, see, that's the worst. People that put up a photo of them in hospital or, with no caption or something like this where you see prayer room and there's nothing, you think, really? You are just begging for attention. There's no need for that at all. It's unnecessary.
I agree.
Unnecessary.
All right, well, we're on the same page with that one. Finish off our girl Kylie.
Oh, let's finish with some good news.
Is it? She released a new song, which I have nothing against.
Oh, yes, you do.
I have nothing against her releasing a new song. Right? I think it's fabulous that she's still making music. I am not a fan of the song that has been released.
Okay.
What's it called?
It's called Attention. Yes, and I absolutely love it. I actually have connected better with it than I did with Padum Padum.
Oh no, see, I'm Padum all the way.
You're Padum.
Yeah, give me that Padum.
Okay.
I haven't heard it.
No,
well you're going to hear it next
shortly,
because we're going to play it shortly.
But no, I think it's great. And she released a video for it the other day, which, again, me and my close friends, we've been analysing, trying to work out what the meaning of the video is, etc. But I think it's been well done. She looks fabulous in it. Looks gorgeous. And yeah, I think it's going to be another hit. I think it's about to reach the top 20 in the UK on her release.
There you go.
Go Kylie. You know,
right.
She's smashing it at the moment.
Well, I just heard Kylie's song for the first time, and I can't say I listened twice to it, that's for sure.
Oh, shut up.
Eh,
Shut up.
it's fine.
I really like it. It's got that really cool housey vibe to it. You know, and it sounds fresh. I think it sounds fresh.
If you're listening on the podcast, there wasn't a song that was played, so just pause it and play it now, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
Help Kylie out with the streams.
Kylie Minogue tension. Go and check it out.
Break the tension.
Look, okay, so when it came to this discussion that we're about to have, right? We're in our dirty 30s. We've spoken about it all show. And it got me to thinking when I was choosing the songs for this week's show, yes, I'm responsible for that terrible music that you hear. got me to thinking, right, when I'm choosing the songs for this week's show, and I heard songs like the song Tension that we just played from Kylie. What I really, really dislike now, and maybe it's because I'm in my 30s, is music. Current day music. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but I feel like, and I'm about to get on my soapbox, I feel like music of today just does not have the same effect on me, or doesn't hit the same as it used to when I was born, like through the 90s, through the early 2000s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Just listening to music and trying to pick songs on Spotify, I'm like, who is responsible for this mess?
You want to know what's really funny about this conversation? I remember specifically an uncle of ours who's into music when we were kids saying that specific thing, the music of today, when I was probably like a teenager, maybe even slightly younger. And I think I was a teenager, maybe like 13, 14.
So in the 30s.
The music of today, like 100 years ago, the music of today is rubbish. It's not what it used to be. Like everything you just said. And I was like to him, no, the music's awesome. And I remember being so angered about it because obviously I've been into music my whole life and being like, I will never be that person when I get older. I will always appreciate music as it evolves.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I kind of agree.
Well, look, this is the question though. Has music evolved or has it devolved?
I think it's definitely devolved.
It's definitely devolved.
I feel like the level of talent required from singers or musicians is not the same as what it used to be.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a lot of people making music that aren't necessarily the most talented people out there,
Yep.
but they're making music because they can.
Yep.
And that's evident of what we hear. But it led me to think, right, what did I used to love in my 20s, or I guess even in my teens? What did I used to love that now that I'm in my 30s, I just can't stand, right? Deanna, Aaron, I posed this question to you and we posed it to our listeners yesterday on our social media. We got so many responses, but before we get into them, I want to ask you, what is one thing, or multiple if you have them, that you just can't stand now that you're in your 30s?
Oh, yeah, I've got a few.
Deanna?
Oh, okay, mine are going to be like, I was a particular breed of energetic when I was younger.
You're a particular breed.
Particular breed of energetic when I was younger. I genuinely, I'm going to sound like such a weirdo, I genuinely used to get so excited when I had like a really long day of work that was like 12, 13, 14 hours. And I would be like, I can do this, like I can conquer the day. And it just, like, because I was always just like in competition with myself each and every day. And even if I was like, oh, like, for example, I did, Tony Robbins' event and I went and walked on fire, Unleash the Power Within, all the thing. And so you have like 2 to 3 hours sleep every night and then you do this ginormous like 14, 16 hour days. And I used to thrive off of the thought of that. Like it excited the hell out of me. And now I'm like, I would die.
Oh my God.
Couldn't stay awake.
Not many people have that drive though.
No.
That is a rarity. So I'm glad you got to live it up while you did have that drive.
Yeah.
Aaron?
I've got a few, but you know me, like I kind of, my 20s have blended into my 30s anyway, so there's not really much I have got rid of from my 20s. I mean, the first one for me was, like I said before, in my 20s, I loved to party and eating was cheating.
That is so funny.
I just thought, there's no time for dinner. Let's get straight to the point.
No
it's time
way.
to hit the town.
When you say eating was cheating, you're like, no room, like as in start drinking right away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Start drinking straight away.
Eating
that
is never cheating for me. I'm always hungry.
Yeah, you are. No, I couldn't do that today though. No.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
No. I live on food today, so hence why I'm 100 kilos heavier. Anyway.
Oh, get out of here! No, you're not. Right. So, like I said, we put it. Well, mine is the current music of today. Like, I just can't get on board with it.
Oh, that's your key one, right?
Can't get on board with it. Number one. Number two. If I was being really generic, I think back to like certain things I used to enjoy, like Moscato.
Oh yes, you love that when you first turn 18.
Yes, like when you're a young adult, you're like, let's have a glass of Moscato. And now I'm like, what is this? Piss water.
Entry. It's an entry level
water.
bollocky drink. It's disgusting.
I feel the same about vodka.
Yeah,
oh, really?
it's so...
like you used to, like when you first started going out, it was like vodka, orange or vodka sunrise or vodka raspberry. And then as you get older, I couldn't, if someone said, do you want a vodka sunrise or something, I'd be like, no, I'm good. Simple things like that. So we put it out. We put it to the people.
To the people.
Right, and we got
a
some
few.
good responses. And I just want to know if you guys agree with this
Yep.
or disagree, or like if you're like, yes, I feel that, right? Okay.
Yep.
So first one, smoking. I didn't smoke, so I can't say yay or
Neither did
nay.
I.
Yeah, neither did I. But I know a few people that luckily smoked in their 20s, but then were able to give up pretty easily in their 30s. Which
Okay.
is good.
Yeah.
But,
There you go. All right, clubbing.
Definitely.
No, I'm still
You,
doing it.
you love
To an
it
extent.
still.
Oh, to an
I
extent. To an extent.
cannot stand clubbing. Every time someone guilts me into going for their birthday, I'm like, curse the day you were born.
That's why you're never invited. No, but the thing is, do you know what?
You share the same birthday, so she has the perfect excuse if you were to ever
I know.
invite her.
Thank God.
We don't like doing the same things. We
No,
don't
that's
have
it.
to.
But that leads me to another one, which is going out after a certain time. Right. So the other week I had to go to a gig for a good friend of mine, but he wasn't playing until 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh my, I'll be in bed for 3 hours before that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's tough.
Yeah, I think back to that when we used to like leave to go out
Yeah.
late at 10 p.m.
Yes.
And I'm like, if I wasn't out by like 7, 8 p.m.,
Yeah.
I don't think you could get me out.
God, no.
No.
Nah.
It's way too late to wait to get ready.
Yep.
Nah, I just can't do it.
Yuck.
Definitely a 20s thing. Definitely. That was actually one that was sent in.
Oh, was it?
Going out past 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's
There was actually a lot sent in. Late nights was another one.
late nights. Yep.
People just don't like late nights. When you get into your I don't know if it's even a 30s thing. Maybe it's a late 20s thing. I don't know. But you get to a certain stage of your life where you're like, nah, past that.
Yeah.
Nah, if it's not early, I don't want it.
Yep.
Okay, another one. I guess all three of us can comment on this. Men.
What does that mean? So what, they
feel like-
gave up men and
Like
they're now
as in-
lesbians?
I guess
Or-
how like in your
In your
20s.
20s, they were into men, and now they're in their 30s. I'll stuff them.
they're into women.
Can't be bothered.
No, I think you get to a point where you're like, ugh, like you're not really that excited about anyone. either
Dating
way.
in general? Do we
Yeah,
want to
true.
say dating in general?
I feel like dating in general is better.
yes.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
get to a certain age, are you like, I'm over the idea of dating. I don't care if it happens or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
the difference, like when I was a teenager and then I got married young versus after being divorced.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is exciting. So different.
No, it's true. I couldn't go back to going on Grindr now if Mark and I, touch wood, ever divorced.
Yeah, so you wouldn't?
God, no.
No.
I couldn't
Just
be
go
that
and-
person.
You'd actually start like doing something different, like
Well,
taking a cooking class to meet people. At this age, you'll be like, "Oh, is there any arts and crafts around the place?"
Sewing
a better
class.
way than meeting
Well,
people.
when I was single in my 20s, I was a twink and now I'm a twunk, so I wouldn't get anything.
Drunk twunk.
Drunk twunk.
It's true, though. I feel as though a lot of the way you used to meet people back in the day was by going out. And once you get
Yes.
into your 30s, you're like, well, if I don't want to go out, then I either have to go out and meet people or stay home and not meet people. I opt to stay home and not meet people.
That's right.
We'll see him at the grocery store.
Which is funny because then another one we were sent in, people in general.
Oh, yes.
Oh, definitely.
Do you feel like in your 30s you're like, oh God, people annoy me?
Yeah.
Yes.
People are the worst.
It's not
Everybody-
even like a specific type of person. It's just people in general.
Oh, yeah.
Everything about them, everything that they do. Just you can just on any given day you can just be incredibly more annoyed at people depending on how you're feeling.
100%. Some days I'm like, oh, people are great. Oh, so lovely lady, lovely man, lovely person. Right? And then some days I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
What do you need?
On Earth.
You know, and you just complain about, you're like, the person literally came up to me and was like, oh, sorry, you're using this. And it's like, who even does that? Absolutely no reason to get annoyed by them. But there's just, I think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
All right.
Okay. Again, Aaron, I feel like this is definitely going to be one that's going to be interesting for you. One night stands.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do that in my 30s. Well, now that I'm married.
Were you 30 when you were in your 20s when you met Mark?
I literally just turned, well, it was a few days off 30.
There you
So,
go.
yeah,
Okay,
so
so
my
you have-
30s has been completely,
See,
Monogamous.
I was the opposite. I was
monogamous.
married for all of my 20s.
Yeah.
So I can't comment.
There you go.
No experience
You know, I think
there.
it's just like, it's the whole effort of it in general by the sounds of things. It's the same theme with all of this. It's like, could you be bothered? Then like waking up somewhere else and then having to get home late and then, you know, having to wear your heels from the night before and like.
That's another
I've done
one.
that many times.
That's another
Actually,
one.
Yeah, it is. Wearing heels.
Wearing heels.
Yeah.
Look, I still love to wear heels because they elevate an outfit. Wear heels. Wear a pair of heels because they elevate an outfit. But my ability to stay in them long term, when I was in my 20s, not a problem. Now that I'm in my 30s, oh, God, I can't wait to get home and take my heels off.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do 12 hours in retail in the highest heels possible.
Yep.
And now it's like an hour and you're like, why?
And, you know, platforms, when they were the platform heels as well. And we're talking like really, really, like they'd add like an extra like 12 inches to our height. Don't know how we used to do it.
So if you heard us earlier talking about how to get rid of dinner guests, Aaron's dinner guests that overstayed their welcome, we actually got some feedback on socials from some of our listeners about what they do to get rid of the dinner guests.
We got some stupendo answers. I'd still have to chuck in the Italian word here and there on this station.
Thought you'd forgot.
No. The first one, I think we kind of mentioned this one, but it's great. Fart loudly.
Yeah.
Just fart loudly.
Other people agree.
I
There you
said
go.
develop flatulence, but you could even make it like quite
Just,
voluminous.
rip it up. The next one, this is fantastic. I just stop asking any questions and sit in the awkward tension like ice bath until they get it.
But that's interesting, though, because sometimes you actually don't have any questions left to ask and they still don't leave. And so you're like, it's not even, I'm not even voluntarily not asking questions. We have nothing left to talk about and you're still here.
You know, when you get to that part of the conversation where you're like,
Like we do every week.
yeah.
So what are you
it's a
doing
tough
tomorrow?
one.
Oh, Monday you're going to work. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then when you go to, how long does it take you to get to work?
How's the weather looking this week? The next one, this is great. Shower, get into your PJs, go to your room, close your door and hop into bed. They'll get the hint.
You did that and they didn't.
I did that and
You
they
know-
still didn't I didn't shower though. Maybe I could come out in the nude.
Yes.
That
Or
would
in
scare
like
anyone
Or a
away.
towel. Come out in a
just a
towel.
towel.
Just a towel.
Towel with flatulence. My dad gets into bed. He literally just goes, all right, good night, guys.
And just goes.
He just goes to bed.
No, I
love
remember
that.
before, sometimes he wouldn't even ever say goodbye. He'd just be gone for like 20 or 30 minutes and Mum would be like, Dad's definitely gone to bed. And you'd go in, check in his room and he was out cold, like asleep.
Oh, love it.
Just like someone else's problem.
Yeah, he literally is just like, not my problem.
See, it's the worst when it's at your house because if we were out, I would just do the ghosty. I love a good ghosty, as you know.
You do love a ghosty, don't you?
I'm a king of the ghosty.
Yeah.
But the final one we've got here, this is fabulous. Be blunt and say, out you get.
Or worst case scenario, give him a dirty 30. A blunt
Which
laced
one?
with cocaine.
Oh, I was going to say, which dirty 30 are we talking about?
Oh, thanks to all our listeners for dropping those in. They're hilarious.
All right.
Great ideas, everyone.
So it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The accumulation of all the hard work of this show has come to this point in time, and that is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, shit advice. We have our shit doctors here, shit Celeste, shit Aaron, ready for some shit advice. And we have a special shit advice topic that was sent down the ethers from a friend of mine interstate.
Oh.
We love it when somebody sends us in a juicy shit advice topic.
Juicy shit.
Not two
that did
words
not
to use in the same
come
sentence.
out correctly.
No, that juicy shit did not come out correct.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? I'm going to skip right over that one. I heard rumours along the grapevine for years that a long-term friend of mine was speculated to have attempted to hire a hitman to get rid of her ex-husband.
Ooh.
Now, naturally, I didn't think too much of it because people make rubbish up all the time, and she's generally not that well liked. But recently, it was passed on to me by a very trusted source that the rumours are in fact true. Now, every time I see her, I don't know how to act or what to do. How do I get this person out of my life without pissing her off so she doesn't try and kill me too?
Jesus. I mean, I have my thoughts, but my God.
Wow. Imagine being in that predicament. Just take a step back. Just think about it. Imagine the fear.
Right. I have my thoughts on how you deal with this. How do you get this person out of your life?
What
Right.
are your thoughts?
You do the same.
You can hire
Two can play at that game.
That's
right?
true.
Hire a hitman, get them back. I mean, I know they weren't trying to kill you, but who knows if one day they're going to, you know? Like, this person is a flight risk.
Is it kill or be killed?
Okay, I don't know what their ex-husband did, but, you know, to murder someone, that I don't know if there's a reason that you would do that, right? Yeah. So if this is our worry, that you're like, how do I get them out of my life so I don't get killed? Just knock them off. Hire a hitman, get them knocked off, and that way you don't have the problem anymore.
Oh, totally.
An eye for an eye.
I like that. I like that idea.
Okay, so you're basically saying take out an insurance policy, just get rid of the problem.
Get rid of the problem.
Wow.
Or run.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Or run. Well, that was going to be my suggestion.
Run
Get into
or kill them.
Get into the witness relocation program. Change your name.
But they can't put you in the witness relocation program unless you've witnessed a crime, and you haven't. You just heard it down the grapevine.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure that if you gave, you know, the police all this information, I'm sure they'd be looking into it, and then
give the police this information, have them look into it, and arrest her.
Yeah, and what if someone
would be
snitches
probably
on you?
She's in jail.
Well, that's true.
Oh, well, you've got 20 to life to figure it out.
That's super bizarre, though.
It is. It is a bizarre one. It's a tough one.
It is a tricky one. I think you either follow Celeste's advice and
Celeste is going for the more aggressive approach.
Get rid of the problem.
Knock her off.
And I don't like confrontation in that sense, so I would go in the witness relocation program. Get out of town.
Really?
Get out of town while you can.
I don't know. I'd start cracking jokes about it.
Would you?
Yeah, just to see what they say.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you really want to play with that fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Next thing you find a horse's head in your bed.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe we could use the same advice that we use, like invite her over for dinner, and then we can use the advice that we've just given on the show as to how to get rid of her.
Yeah.
But maybe if you make it really bad, she just won't want to be a friend.
Well, I've got here we go. This is how you're going to sort it. Invite her over for dinner and give her a really bad dirty 30.
Or
which one?
You could, or Celeste, you could save yourself the trouble and you just lace her food. There you go. Don't even have to hire a hitman. Bam, one fell swoop.
Yeah, but then you are like the number one suspect.
Is it like that lady who...
No. Don't go there, girlfriend.
I know. I don't even know what happened with that. Actually, I have to catch up on that.
We weren't here for that, so I'm not going to
we weren't here for that. We were in Europe, but I found out about it after. All right. Well, that was some pretty shit advice. Basically, we can't really help you.
No, you're stuck.
There you are. All right. If you enjoyed the show and you want to listen to us on the podcast, then head to all the podcasting apps and download the Two Brunettes and a Gay. Well, you can download the latest episode of Two Brunettes and a Gay, and you can listen to us on the podcast. Or if you want to catch us live, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. You can also catch us live on the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. And, of course, head to Facebook and Instagram, Two Brunettes and a Gay. Give us a like or a follow or multiple likes and comments. Help us boost our algorithms. And, of course, send us your shit advice topics if you have them as well. But otherwise, I feel like this has been a fun celebration of our Dirty 30s team, don't you think?
Happy birthday, guys.
Bring on the dirtiness is all I can say.
Bring on 31.
Next week.
Next week. Now have a fabulous week. And we'll see you
next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide. It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.